Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977, episode 498. Again, the good news is I got my phone back, and my phone is back. Yes, and it's been upgraded thanks to T-Mobile, and ready to go, ready to rock and roll, ready to strut and stroll, and all that good stuff. I can relax and breathe easy now. Again, to apologize to everyone out there who's been seeing my post on it. I had to delete most of my posts because now everything is settled. I'm free. Anyways, I try to stay as I try, sometimes, you're going crazy, loco, you know what I mean? Check it out. NXT, a couple weeks before Spring Breakin, that would be the 25th. That's the last NXT of April 2023, Spring Breakin. Carmelo Hayes kicks it off to address what happened last week when Braun Breaker attacked him. But then he's inviting him to get that one of the two remaining spots in the Fatal 4-Way number one contenders matchup. If I were Braun Breaker, if I were the commissioner, I said, you know what, Hayes, I got better for you. You'll defend the title against Braun Breaker and Spring Breakin. The winner of the Fatal 4-Way will face the winner of this matchup. I know you get your hands on him. I figure I'm giving you that opportunity. That's just saying. But then Dragon Lee interrupts Hayes. He says he wants to win the matchup and he'll want the title. J.D. McDonough interrupts both Hayes and Lee. He says that he wants the championship. And then we found out that Grayson Waller is that third man in that Fatal 4-Way matchup. I'm not surprised. Probably Grayson Waller will pester Shawn Michaels again if he doesn't get that shot. So, and he says he's going to win. But Braun Breaker did not show up, so I think Braun Breaker is trying to pick his spots. So we'll see what happens. Kiana James and Fallon Henley were arguing in the locker room. And then Fallon Henley goes, where's Brooks? He don't want to be behind. Would we see the split of Country Grit? I'll tell you what. So they got their tag team, women's tag team title rematch coming up against the Scottish Sorceresses, and that would be Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Let's see what happens in that matchup. So, yeah, lots of NXT action. I think I did tell you what was going on, some of the matches from a couple of episodes on the Raw Event Center. And we'll be finding out what to do. So, I can't believe we're close to 500 episodes of the show. And it's really, really crazy and insane, to say the least. So, up next, I do believe it's the... it's the women's tag team title match. We saw one women's tag team titles change hands last night. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez becoming the new champions, beating Becky Lynch and Lita. Technically, Trish Stratus did fill in. But then, I wonder how Becky's feeling about Trish Stratus stabbing her in the back. And I'm sure Becky's probably saying, some of the stuff I said to her and disrespected her a couple of years ago. Yeah, they kind of would bite her in the rear end. So let's find out what the heck is going on. The women's tag team title match comes up next. Well, right now the women's tag team title is in progress. The title match is in progress. Alba Fire and Nyla Dawn, the defending champions, against former champs Kiana James and Fallon Henley. After the commercial break, though, Sol Ruka is advertising her best friend Danny Palmer making her debut. And Danny Palmer's kind of cute. I kind of like it. She's like, reminds me a little bit of Bayley a little bit. If Bayley had a bigger twin sister, I think that would be Danny Palmer. But here's where it is. Tiffany Stratton thinks the parking lot is hers. It's a public parking lot. But yeah, it's them turtles and all that. And that sets up for the tonight's matchup. Tiffany Stratton going one-on-one with Sol Ruka. You talk about a battle of athletic beauties like these two ladies, and it'll be very interesting to see what will happen in the matchup. Also, and then during the women's tag team title match, Brooks Jensen has arrived at the PC Arena, but will he appear at ringside? Right now, Josh Briggs is the only man at ringside for the challengers. So we'll see what happens we'll see what happens as this match is in progress. So I'll see you around. I will tell you the results of that matchup or anything else happening after that. So check it out. I'll check it out and give you the heads up. All right, crazy results in that women's tag team title match. Brooks Jensen did arrive the arena. Brooks Jensen, while everybody was down, referee was not looking. Brooks Jensen grabbed Kiana James's purse and hey, tells Fallon Henley to use it, whack her with it, but Fallon Henley throws it back. Referee sees Jensen, ejects him from ringside, and then as Brooks Jensen was trying to process everything, Josh Briggs was trying to calm him down. And then Brooks Jensen turns around, pushes Josh Briggs. He's about to walk out, and it cost him the matchup. Then Noam Dar talked about the prestigious. Talks about the prestigious Heritage Cup, and he's going to bring that now. All right, now a British round match. So I'm going to explain to you what is going on. All right, so I'm going to go to Wikipedia here, and here's how the here's how the British rounds. Let's see. British rounds rules go like this: matches consist of 6 3-minute rounds with 20-second breaks between each round. Matches are 2 out of 3 falls. Falls can be won by pinfall, submission, or countout. Once a fall occurs, the round ends. The match ends once a wrestler wins 2 falls. This is like the British rounds matchup, the European style. In the event of disqualification or knockout, the match instantly ends without the need for 2 falls. If all 6 rounds are completed, whoever's on fall wins the matchup, and it should be their sudden death. Then it should better be a tie. Then we go for sudden death. So that is the British rounds rules that Noam Dar is going to be bringing to NXT here stateside. Can't wait. I've always been intrigued by them. So I'm glad they're bringing it to the States, and I'm sure a lot of superstars in the WWE they're probably say, hey, I want to take part in one of those matches. So who knows? I like to see some of these NXT kids get tested, and I do believe what's coming up next is Chase U honoring Duke Hudson for an MVP award. Let's check it. Let's check that out. So, is Schism going to be going at it again? We saw Ava Rain on NXT Level Up this past Friday, scouting out the match between Dante Chen and Boa. Who is she recruiting at? If they recruit Boa, if Schism recruits Boa, that Schism is going to be more dangerous than ever. Now, remember, Boa has come back from a huge injury that kept him out for over a couple of years. And I think, I don't know the last time we saw Boa, but I think because of the pandemic and his nationality being Chinese, I think they're trying to keep him safe too. And that's another because a lot of issues coming with that. I don't want to get into, but I'm glad to see Boa back. Hopefully he can show his great potential. And if you have him join Schism, that's going to make Schism more dangerous now that the Dyad basically is gone from the WWE. Probably going back to be the GYV, the Grizzly Young Veterans, Zach Gibson, James Drake. And if you're about Schism getting new management, could both Boa and Dante Chen join Schism? That would be very interesting. So let's see what happens next. Dragon Lee's getting ready for his match in the Fatal 4-Way. All right, so I'll see you. I'll see you as we check out Duke Hudson being honored by Chase University. All right, the Chase U MVP award was presented to Duke Hudson, but then as they were doing the Chase U spelling, Braun Breaker interrupted. Braun Breaker interrupted the proceedings and decided to not to accept Carmelo Hayes' invitation, but instead gives the spot to Duke Hudson. And then after the two shook hands, he went over and meant to spear Duke Hudson, but he ducked out of the way, hit Andre Chase, and to the point where he grabbed the Chase U flag, tore it up, and broke the stick over it, and laid it right down at Andre Chase's feet. As Andre Chase is out cold, and Thea Hale probably wants to rip Braun Breaker's head off, while Duke Hudson escapes with his trophy. Something funny going on here. And then Gigi Dolan visited one of her old house where she suffered a lot and has an autistic brother. And I'm going to say, Gigi, you're a good woman. Not only you're beautiful on the outside, you're beautiful on the inside because you care about your brother. You care about who I know you never forgot your past, and you want to make things right. And for not only just for yourself, but for your brother, I have a lot of respect for Gigi Dolan, and for that. But JC Jane, I have no respect for what she did to Gigi Dolan. And I'll tell you one thing: this is not over between Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. I know I like Gigi Dolan even more now. Not only she's beautiful, got curvy body and all, but she's got a heart. She cares about her family. In this case, her brother, who is autistic. I found out. And that's a good woman. And I know the former Nash Carter is currently dating her. Nash, hold on to her. She's a good woman. Let me tell you. She's a good woman. And I'm sure, hopefully one day they bring you back to the WWE, reunite MSK, and I'm sure Gigi Dolan would fit right in. But right now, I know you're doing your thing in the indies. I hope the WWE give you a second chance, and that's what I'm hoping. But right now, Gigi Dolan has got to, she's got to overcome the obstacle that is JC Jane if she wants to be NXT Women's Champion. So we'll see what happens in the meantime, between time. I don't know what's up next, but I think another match will probably be happening, and I am hoping that I am hoping that things will be a whole lot better. So catch you on the flip side, but it's not over yet though. Not over yet. We still got a long ways to go. It's just 8:47, man. Check out what's going on next. Alrighty then. What has happened during that? What has happened since then? Tony D'Angelo and Stax attacked Pretty Deadly, but kidnapping Kit Wilson. Pretty Deadly, you ran your mouths, boys, one too many times. You go up against a family, it's not going to end well for you. And Eddie Thorpe went one-on-one. The Alpha Wolf. I like that nickname. The Alpha Wolf, Eddie Thorpe, goes one-on-one with Big Body Javier Bernal. And Damien Kemp appeared during the matchup, scouting the competition. And Eddie Thorpe did defeat Big Body Javi. And then Tank Ledger was doing a photo shoot, and he's excited about in 2 weeks making his debut in NXT. Gallows comes up. Gallows starts insulting him about his fashion a little bit. And you know what? And he says he's really excited. And he says, how about about his debut? He says, I want to move up my debut. I want you to move up your debut to tonight so I can kick him. You want to go? You want to go right now? Right? A couple of officials, Norman Smiley, one of them. I think Action Bronson was the other one. I forget who. I know his name. James Bronson was the other. So they kept them separate. Then Schism, and I was wrong about the Dyad. I don't know if the Dyad. I think the WWE did not request their release, but the Dyad decided to make. Looks like they're sticking around for a while. I'm kind of shocked about that. I think they kind of changed their minds after what's been going on. So the Dyad is now still with them, and they said, "Hey, we want a shot," and they Schism confronted. They said, "Hey, we want a shot at the titles and all that." And then Wolfgang, no problem. So we'll see. I don't know if it's going to be a tag team title match or a non-title matchup. We shall see what happens. Coming up next, a very anticipated women's matchup. Tiffany Stratton going one-on-one with Sol Ruca. This is going to be a heck of a matchup. I mean, they're both statuesque beauties. Athleticism is just, I heard they're both gymnasts. So this is going to be an athletic contest, to say the least. We'll see what happens in this matchup when we come back and our commercial break. All right, Cesar Mass Friend Scripts. We all know who that is. addressing Axiom. So it's like a battle of masked men is in the works here. So Ruka went one-on-one with Tiffany Stratton. This was an excellent matchup, but in the end, Tiffany Stratton did end up winning the matchup. Then you got Chase U talking before Duke Hudson's matchup. As Duke Hudson will be one of 4 men in the matchup. Grayson Wallace, like 2 Aussies in that matchup. You got Dragon Lee. It's an international conglomerate matchup. 2 Australians, 1 Irishman, and a Mexican in that ring. I like that because I think you're talking about world wrestling entertainment. World is the key here, and Dragon, like I said, all four of these men vying to get at Carmelo Hayes at Spring Breakin in 2 weeks. And believe me, this was an opportunity for these 4 young men to really go out. Well, Cora Jade's gonna address the NXT universe next about why she attacked Indy Hartwell. We shall see what's going on there. So we will be right back to see what the young lady has to say. All right, so what the heck has happened? Well, Chase, you had that pep talk before, Duke Hudson's matchup. I think I mentioned that on the last time. Mackenzie Mitchell was interviewing Diamond Mine. Diamond Mine now says there's going to be just the 3 of them, and they're going to be focused on themselves. And in fact, Gallus is going to be focused. Diamond Mine is focused on Gallus. They want the tag team titles, and then you got the Dyad. They're sick of the Dyad, but they said they're still focused on Gallus. And in fact, Ivy Nile says there's going to be just the 3 of them now. And then Tiffany Stratton interrupts Mackenzie Mitchell and just basically, bragging about her win. And he said, Tiffany, ew, gross toodles. And all that good stuff. Cora Jade addresses the women's division and starts running her mouth and running down, about the women's division. But she forgot to mention one person, and that would be Meiko Satomura. I think Cora Jade better be careful of her words next time. But she addressed all the other ladies in the women's division. And Lyra Valkyria, who looks pretty cute, I like Lyra Valkyria, interrupts Cora Jade, and then it got to the point where Cora Jade slaps Valkyria, and then Valkyria kicks Jade right out of the ring. So those 2 ladies are on a collision course for sure. But here's the fun, and also another matchup. Another matchup that would be on its way. It will be Ilya Dragunov. He's one of my favorites too. Will be facing Von Wagner, and if Von Wagner loses, Mr. Stone is no longer Wagner's manager. We'll see what happens after that matchup during the commercial break. Oh, before we do, let's see if I. Oh, wait. Back it up. Exit there. Last. And the Red Sox did lose to Tampa Bay 7-2. Tampa Bay goes 11-0. Holy mackerel. So, and Brandon Lowe. Oh. So, and Brandon Lowe, I'm telling you right now, the Lowe boys, unbelievable. Gotta watch them Tampa Bay Rays, man. Josh Lowe. There's 2. There's Brandon Lowe and there's Josh Lowe. Looks like the Lowe brothers. This is going to be something. Well, we'll see what happens after the commercial break when Ilya Dragunov goes one-on-one with Von Wagner. Alrighty then. Mackenzie Mitchell was interviewing Wes Lee about the North American Championship. He was interrupted by Drew Gulak and Charlie Dempsey. And they were just trying to challenge him. I know you're good with the high flying, but how good are you when you're grounded? So we'll come to find out. So Wes Lee says he's down with any kind of match. So he says, bring your A game. I bring my strategy. Keep this. The North American title. Can't wait to see what he brings. See that make that match happen. Ilya Dragunov went one-on-one with Von Wagner. With the stipulations, Wagner loses. Mr. Stone is done with him. Dragunov. Both men gave it all what they got, but Dragunov ended up winning the matchup with a torpedo Moscow. And there goes Mr. Stone walking away from Wagner. Meanwhile, Dijak confronts Dragunov. That will be an interesting matchup. The big guy, Dijak versus Ilya Dragunov. Let's sign that matchup. I would love it. Tank Ledger was getting ready for his match against Joe Coffey. Hank Walker pep talks him. He's ready to go. We'll see what happens in this matchup as Joe Coffey goes up against the debuting Tank Ledger coming up next. Well, excuse me. Heck of a matchup between Tank Ledger, who is the first next-in-line athlete to be signed to the WWE. Made his debut, but did not, went up against Joe Coffey. Coffey did win the matchup. But as Gallus Boys were staying in the ring, Gallus Boys on top, the Creed brothers came to the ring to confront Gallus, and then when they're about to attack Gallus, the Dyad Giants from the other side, all three teams were brawling. Tony D'Angelo and Stax were talking about how they jumped on Pretty Deadly and, dragged Kit Wilson around. Afterwards, and then Roxanne Perez comes in. They talk to her and they ask her how she's doing. She goes, she's fine. She's ready to go. People like Zoe Stark, and the Women's Championship. And then Zoe Stark interrupts them, says, "Hey," starts taunting Roxanne. But then Roxanne goes, "I don't have the strength to beat you." So that match could happen. And then while Stax and D'Angelo look around, they got jumped by Pretty Deadly. Pretty Deadly got Stax's jacket and started slicing it with a box cutter. Big mistake, boys. I'm telling you, you don't mess with the family. You don't mess with Tony D'Angelo and Stax. The underboss and the Don of NXT. You don't mess with them. Boys. Yes, boy. No, boy. I'm telling you something right now. Pretty Deadly. You're going to get butts kicked. I think Spring Breakin, I think that match is going to happen there. But up next, speaking of Spring Breakin, the number one contenders match, Fatal 4-Way, Dragon Lee versus J.D. McDonough versus Grayson Waller versus Duke Hudson. And I'm telling you right now, somebody make sure that pencil neck geek Grayson Waller does not win the match. It's going to be a lot of fun. Trust me on this one. So, I will get back to you. We better make sure I hold the right remote in my hand. I want to get back to you on that matchup. And not only that, ladies and gentlemen, I will I'll get back to you on the results of that Fatal 4-Way number one contenders match and whatever happens after that. So let's catch you right after this final commercial break, and then I will talk to you guys afterwards to conclude this video. This matchup is going insane so far. Everybody is laid out in this matchup. Fatal 4-Way number one contendership, and Duke Hudson stepping up to the plate. Dragon Lee can bring it. We know J.D. McDonough. Grayson Waller's been bringing it ever since his matchup with oh my gosh. He's not part of the Lucha House Party, you moron. They're done in the WWE. Oh my gosh. Somebody does the Lucha thing. Dude, it's freaking Grayson Waller mocking Dragon Lee doing the Lucha. Dude, he's not. In fact, dude, he's not part of the Lucha House Party for one, and two, the Lucha House Party's done the WWE. What a dum-dum. Grayson Waller's so stupid, mind readers charge him half price. Goodness sakes, man. Focus on winning the match instead of clowning around. Jeepers. I'm Grayson Waller. God. Somebody shoot me. That boy may be a good athlete, but man, he's arrogant, Man, he is arrogant, man. He's the type of heel you will love to hate. That's what. But, he's doing a heck of a job of it. That's for sure. I'm telling you. Oh my God, Jamie McDonough is a dangerous athlete, man. Oh, by the way, from a personal note, I want to see the Brawling Brutes versus Gallus in a 6-man Donnybrook street fight. I want to see that matchup. Hey, WWE, make it happen. That's what I would say. Sheamus, Pete Butch Dunn, and Ridge Holland versus the Coffey Brothers and Wolfgang. I would pay good money to see that fight. I want to see that fight. The Brawling Brutes versus Gallus Boys. Come on. You talk about 3 different countries representing that matchup. Sheamus from Ireland, Rich Holland and Pete Dunne, a.k.a. Butch, from England. And you got the Gallows Boys from Scotland. Look at that, some fun. I want to see that match. Do you think that Imperium versus the Brawling Brutes were bad? I say Gallows versus the Brawling Brutes. That is a fight I want to see. So that's my personal opinion on the matter. So coming up next will be the conclusion of this matchup. Okay, let's put the conclusion on this crazy matchup. You're talking about crazy deals. Before we do that, next week there will be 3 matches. 2 are title matches. Gallus will be defending the tag team titles against the team of the Creed Brothers and the Dyad in a triple threat matchup. Yeah, I thought the Dyad was released from the WWE, but it seems like the WWE wants to give Dyad a chance. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, maybe these matches were taped before the Dyad was released. Who knows for sure. Then the North American title will be on the line as Wesley defends that title against Charlie Dempsey. That'll be a heck of a matchup for sure. Roxanne Perez to go one-on-one with Zoe Stark. That's going to be a heck of a matchup for sure. Fatal 4-Way, a heck of a matchup. Duke Hudson and Dragon Lee. Those 2 guys are the co-MVPs of that matchup. They really stepped it up. But in the end, Grayson Waller managed to slither his way to the number 1 contenders match. Also, he decided to drink from his boot, from a shoe that's called a shoey. And Big Joseph ran into a joke there, shoey the boot. And Carmelo Hayes comes out and confronts Waller. Both of them were trash talking each other for sure. So that will lead into 2 weeks of Spring Breakin. Waller, Hayes for the championship. That is for sure. And this is going to be a heck of a fight, let me tell you. So that's it. That's all the time we have on the show. Episode 498 of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Coming up next, on the next episode, I should say, before we continue on episode 499, it'll be the 31st edition of the Joker's Wild, aka Wild Wednesday. Check it out. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that after I do Chilling with Jordy, and I'll be in a better mood that come tomorrow. Gonna be great. Then that my phone is back again. I apologize to all the good folks out there that I have slandered on the live chat of live chat appearance Monday night, last night, with Jordan and an individual, and with an individual he was once friends with. I'm not going to mention his name out of respect for him. Then I do appreciate the fact that you guys are trying to cheer me up and help me out. But thanks to my sister, my phone is back. So, and I didn't lose many of my contacts, which is a great thing. So, put a smile on my face. I'm back. We're full force. We're ready to go. Episode 498 of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977 is complete. Until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home. See you tomorrow. See you next episode. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget production. And in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.